You sit in the middle, Malcolm?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, my bad.
You've been here.
Guy scores 28 points, thinks he can sit in the middle. Biggest thing, obviously, that stood out, I thought, are 3 or 4 things. One, I thought our effort was inspiring. It reminded me of late last season. We even watched some clips of just some effort plays right before the game from last year's team. And I thought our guys played like that today, probably for a longer duration of time than we have in any of the previous 15 games. And I thought that was, our energy level, our focus. I want to give our guys a lot of credit because we had a game plan in 2 days ago, and obviously that got wrinkled a little bit. And yesterday we had to wrinkle some things, and guys were playing a little bit out of position. Some guys were playing more minutes than they were accustomed to without blows tonight. And I thought they really adapted well. I thought the second thing that stood out was the crowd. I thought the crowd was unreal. I know it was they said it was like almost 30 below zero outside right now. To have our crowd like that, to be that loud, I thought the crowd was a factor. I thought it was about as good as any time since I've been the head coach here. It was phenomenal, and we needed them, and they responded. I thought they were great. I thought, defensively, obviously we weren't very happy with 60% field goal percentage defense the other day, and at the end of the day we hold them to 37 today. We weren't very thrilled with 20 turnovers. We took care of the ball and turned it 7 times. So, these guys know. I mean, in this league, you have to defend, you have to rebound. We were +3 on the glass, and you have to take care of the ball. And today we did those things really well. I thought the other thing is that, obviously Malcolm made big plays on the offensive end during the run. It's as locked in as I've seen him on that end since he's been here. Other guys made big plays as well. But I thought the big fella here, he would play like a senior. Both ends, he just had that look in his eyes that it was going to be a dogfight, and that's how he played. So, I enjoyed, coaching all of our guys, enjoyed coaching him. I thought he communicated well. I thought he helped connect our team. I thought Tate did a good job of that as well tonight in his first start. We had contributions from really everybody. You can't guard and defend the way that we did without everybody being locked in. So I thought that everybody played, really contributed in different ways throughout the game. Questions for the 2 players?
Danny, you got any energy left?
A lot.
How did you guys, after losing Ray, how did that influence you guys the last couple of nights?
We talked about playing, inspired, and unfortunately Ray had to go down, but I think we really did play. Drew some inspiration from him, and obviously, he's been one of the most efficient players in the country. One of the top players in the country. So to lose a top player like that, not just offensively, but it's also his defense. It was big for us, and I think we did a great job. Drawing inspiration from that, and filling the holes that he left. And I think together as a team, we did a great job. Playing motivated for him.
Coach talked about that look in your eyes, and just it seemed like this was a big game atmosphere. How did it feel to you? Just maybe the determination you felt to win this.
We understand it's a long season, especially in the Big Ten. We have a lot of games to play, so this was just the next game on the schedule. But we understood that, especially Ray going down, it was big for us to come out and play for each other and play for the fans and play for everybody. But it was just the next game on the schedule. We played as hard as we could, and we came out with the win.
Did you feel like some people have written you guys off just with the start of the Big Ten season with losing Ray?
The most important part is that we didn't write ourselves off. I didn't see anyone in our locker room, any player, come up to me and say, man, we're done. I think we're gonna lose every game this year. No one came up to me and said that. So I took that to say that we were gonna keep fighting. And no one in the locker room has written ourselves off. So that's the only thing I'm focused on.
Malcolm, when was the last time you felt locked in like that on the offensive end?
I'll probably say the last time I really felt that locked in, that aggressive was probably like in high school when I scored 40 points, Jeremiah, because I had somebody passed away. One of my friends' dads passed away from cancer, unfortunately. And I really set this game out for him, and I just wanted to keep being aggressive.
Malcolm, that 20-3 run you guys went on at the start of the second half, did you guys feed from the energy that the crowd was giving you guys and continue the run?
I mean, yeah, we had great fan support here, especially being 30 below zero. And considering the fact that one of our players went down, our fan base is pretty positive about it. So, they could have easily just thought that we had no chance. We were on a losing streak. We had a top 10 team come in, and they could have just not came at all. And we had a lot of, it actually surprised me. It was really loud, especially when we got on the run. I respect the fans for that.
Was this like, was Ray's injury just a shock to your system a little bit, this team?
I think Ray's injury, of course, it surprised a lot of us, especially, we just came off our player meeting, and right after that, he gets injured. It took a blow to us, but he stayed positive about it, and he told us to keep our heads up and play hard. I think that's what we did. I think our defense really jump-started our offense, which is why we played well tonight.
Did you make the determination before the game that you were going to, be really aggressive, looking to score, probably put up a bunch of shots? Was it along the lines of what you anticipated?
I didn't want to say I looked to shoot a lot of shots tonight. I tried not to force things, even though probably my first few shots I probably did. I think that's one of my maturing phases, because they told me to say keep being aggressive. So I was like 1 for 4, 1 for 5, and I said being aggressive. But I think a lot of our the plays I made was from my teammates. They set me up well. I think a lot of us stepped up, on the offensive end side of me.
Have you heard from Ray since the game ended? He texted you congratulations?
Yeah, I did actually. He texted, I think he texted the group. He said great job with playing, because he's not here. He's still recovering from the surgery. And that's big on him. That shows a lot of leadership on his part. Sending us a text telling us good job.
Malcolm, how important is that to get too high after this game and continue to build off of this and focus on the next game ahead?
It's real important. To be honest, I'm probably going to shove it out the way after this interview, because we got a big game against Nebraska at Nebraska. Remember last year we lost at Nebraska. I should have had 33 points on us. I don't want to get too high off this game, because we got a lot more games to come. This is a good win, but I'm not going to get too high off of it.
Dana, as a captain, how do you bottle this up? Take it, keep going.
Yeah, like I said, it's just another game on our schedule now. We got Nebraska, and that's another game on our schedule. So, I think we're just gonna, prepare the same way we prepared for every game we had this year. Nothing different. We haven't really done anything different each game. Win, lose, no matter how we won, no matter how we lost. We can't just, go on, and prepare the same way.
Dan, if you'd have had to play 38 minutes, your first year here, as intensely as you, or tried to play them as intensely as you played them tonight, what percentage of what you had left at the end tonight would you have had left at the end then? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Just over the years, first you get more condition over the years. That's one thing. But I think just being more experienced and knowing how to play longer. I think as a freshman, play 38 minutes. You must have stretched that over. What, 7 games? If I played as hard as I did my freshman year.
That's because you fouled.
Right, I'm saying, if I played the test as I did, I'll probably foul everybody. So it's just, I think it's experience to know, how to, manage, how you're playing and playing hard without fouling, basically.
Anything else for these two? Nana, how big, just talk about the defense there at the outset of the second half and what that did to spur you guys on.
Coach Groce, he was actually right when he said our defense, it really does start with the point guard, because that's the first player they see when they cross that court. And Tate did a great job, as a leader. I think he's been vocal in his last 2 years, but I think the one thing he's really starting to do, lately is he has more of a command now. And you can see on defense, when they cross half court, you can tell when he's defending them, it's going to be hard for them to score right now. And I think we need that more from Tate, and Ahmad did it too. They started our defense, and the back line ended it.
Thank you, guys. We'll continue here with Coach. John, with your
defense, John, and also the 7 turnovers. I mean, you basically got everything you've been talking about. You know, you
We
can't
did.
really control the shots going in. But
Yeah, we did, but it all started with effort. I thought our effort was inspiring. I felt like we had another gear. We talked about that when we got back from Ohio State, and you know, the hourglass is sifting through right now for Nana and those guys. And, you know, he talked about having no regrets, so I reminded him of that, like we can't have any. And boy, he certainly played like it tonight, I thought, and the group as a whole played like that tonight. I thought he really had the guys ready to play.
John, talk about the defense. How much of the time were you in a zone? Did you switch during possessions? Did Rice's absence lead you to more zone, or was it Trimble's free throws? What were the factors that led you to?
All of the above. You know, I mean, we you know, obviously we knew that they were a team that drew a lot of fouls. They have a gift there, and you know, I thought that we did mix up defenses and change it quite a bit, probably more than we had in any game thus far. And I thought our guys did a really good job of recognizing what we wanted, getting into defenses. Nana mentioned it. I thought Tate had great command, so he was calling a lot of those as I was calling them, and then he was echoing them to the team. And I thought he did a great job, had a great presence about himself tonight.
John, first half game opens, and you're obviously running the offense a lot through Nana. He's getting touches. He had 8 shots. Didn't get another shot second half. When you start shooting that well from the perimeter and get on a roll like that, is there a danger in kind of drifting away from getting the ball down?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I thought we took some questionable shots, had some questionable turnovers. We did some things, you know, tomorrow when I wake up, I'll worry about that. Right now, I'm going to enjoy this one, you know, tonight, and I told those guys to do the same thing. But yeah, I mean, I thought he had single coverage down there. I thought the guys recognized that in the first half. And, you know, obviously we got pretty aggressive there. We took a couple shots we shouldn't have taken in the last 3 or 4 minutes, you know. I'm not saying they weren't open, but, you know, we were obviously trying to run some clock there. And, you know, so the game changed a little bit the last 8 minutes, you know. But during that run, you know, Hill was explosive offensively. And, you know, I didn't think until the end when we took a couple, I thought our shot selection overall was pretty good until a couple there towards the end where we could have, you know, maybe ran the clock a little bit more.
After a tough couple days, what's it mean for you to get everything, like Steve said, that you're looking for from an effort standpoint and everything on the court?
Well, it's important. Now we've got as Jeremy said there, you know, how do you bottle it up? You know, now that's kind of the standard. The cat's out of the bag in terms of the effort piece. You know, you're not always going to make shots. Some nights you will, some nights you won't. But the effort piece, in terms of how inspiring the effort was, how much our guys gave. I thought they played the right way. They had the right mindset, the right heart. You know, that was probably the most important thing that stood out. I thought that was good. So you know, overall, I was you know, pleased with obviously how hard they played, especially on the defensive end.
On that note, Ahmad had, again, just made 1 shot, but arguably this was one of his better games.
Yeah, I thought he had a great pull. I give the kid a lot of credit. We had to teach him a second position in less than 24 hours. You know, so and a couple other guys had to hone some things at the positions that they were playing as their secondary position previously. So, you know, he had to learn an entirely different. That's the first time we played him and Tate together all year. You know, so he didn't even, you know, miss a beat. I mean, he was very attentive. I thought tonight he really sacrificed a lot and knew what he was doing and, you know, filled in. And I think he'll get better at that role moving forward. But, you know, to do what he did in less than 24 hours, I thought was good. I thought he did have pretty good command. I thought he was aggressive. I thought most of his shots were good. A couple of them just didn't go in.
John, was this a shock to the system? And the team obviously was struggling coming into this. Who's your best player? Be a top 15 team. Kind of get the guys' minds in a different place.
Yeah, I mean, I just think certainly that you know, there's a human element to it. I knew that I told the staff this afternoon after shoot around that we were going to play as hard as we played all year tonight. I mean, I just felt that I could see it. And I think sometimes, you know, when something happens, like happened to Ray, you know, puts it in perspective for those guys. You know, and I thought that they really rallied around that. And, You know, I thought they rallied around Ray. I thought they rallied a little bit around what Shannon was talking about. You know, they heard some of that stuff. You know, I thought it motivated them a little bit. And I thought they were really ready to play. But that really starts with Nana, his ability to communicate, his leadership. You know, I'd enjoy playing beside him.
Is LeBron a little bit lost right now? Where's he at?
I just thought tonight that we went with that lineup because I thought that's what gave us the best chance tonight, with all the wrinkles that we had made. But, you know, LeBron, obviously, he played valuable minutes tonight. He played 8 minutes, and every minute a guy plays is important in a game like this, especially in a Big Ten game, which a lot of times comes down to the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. So I wouldn't say he's lost, Steve. I mean, he just got to keep getting better. You know, I'm confident that he will. He's a huge part of, you know, who we are and where we're going, you know, not only this year, but moving forward.
John, in your career, have you ever had such a swing, losing your best player and then knocking off a top 10 team just a couple days later? Put that in perspective.
Yeah, I don't know. We had one where, you know, we had one at Ohio. It wasn't against a ranked opponent, but it was against a really good opponent. We had a young man who had a, you know, death in his family and was gone and missed practice for really, I think it was like 2 or 3 days. Didn't have the game plan at all. It's one of the few games he didn't start in his career. And then I threw him in about 4 minutes into the game, and you know, he looked like Walt Frazier reincarnated out there. You know, and that's what I'm kind of in reference to Jeremy's question, like the human element sometimes, you know, takes over. You know, the power of the mind, power of the heart, power of effort, power of the spirit. You know, I thought we had that tonight, and hopefully we can bottle it up.
Can you keep getting 38, 39 minutes out of those guys?
We'll see. You know, we tried to manage the game tonight the best we could, and do that. I may have to practice a little bit differently. You know, you know, I'm gonna use my instincts on that and kind of play it by ear. You know, that is a big reason why we're taking tomorrow off. You know, I want those guys to have a chance to recover mentally and physically.
Game like this, 28-7, tempts one to wonder about Malcolm's ceiling, where it is. You said he could be really good.
Yeah, I mean, I thought tonight he was terrific. You know, biggest thing with him, as I've said all year, is consistency, and he knows that. So he's got a chance to put back-to-back games together starting on Sunday.
Any other questions for Coach?
No, I got one last question.
Sure,
Lauren. What do you think, could you give me a percentage of the time you were on zone?
I don't know, Lauren, without watching the tape, but what I can tell you is we changed up defenses more in this game than we did in the previous 15. For sure. I mean, I don't know what it was when we played full court pressure, zone, zone to man to zone, man. I don't know what that percentage was during the game. We played a lot of different, you know, defenses, you know, tonight. So, you know, I thought our guys did a good job of playing well, being vocal, communicating, and making sure that we were in the right defense for the most part. And, you know, I thought they did a good job of executing our game plan.
John, after Ray's surgery, do you have any sense of how long a window?
No, you know, he did. One thing that shocked me today, I was with him, and when he came out of it, because I've been there when Kaz and Trace have had surgeries, I was telling him that he's a lot tougher than those two guys, because those two guys were really groggy. He looked like he was ready to play. He was like wide-eyed, so I'm going to be at shoot-around, I'm going to be at the game, and I'm like, easy, big fella. Wait till they take that IV out, and we'll see how you feel, you know. So, but he was in great spirits. Things went well. You know, obviously we'll trust the doctor's judgment, Paul's judgment. And Ray's a pretty tough kid, so, you know, we'll see how it goes. But we're always going to do what's best for the player, and that was the reason we made the decision collectively as a group for him to have the surgery. Had it today. Things went great, and, you know, we're looking forward to him being back around, you know, back around again. You know, obviously he's a big part of what we do. I'm really proud of him. Love the kid to death, and you know, hopefully we'll get it back sooner than later.
John Jalen gets his first start, and it just seems like everything's starting to come together for him. He's a Big Ten point guard, right?
Yeah, he was good tonight. He was good in practice. He's been really good in practice. And he's had great command. That's a great word that Danny used. I thought he had great command. Really, I thought we played well when he was in the game tonight on both ends of the floor. I thought he even made some passes where guys missed some shots, where he could have had a lot more than 4 assists, you know. But I thought he made the right play a lot. And I thought he was pretty good at both ends of the floor.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.